Welcome to the Practical Buddhist. Today's talk is about offering yourself joy. This topic may seem strange to you, both because it sounds so un-Buddhist and because our contemporary culture places so much emphasis on me. Why is this video necessary? But hear me out. Part of my morning mantra used to be, I have nothing to prove. My only purpose is to offer others joy. When I recited that one morning, though, I paused. I realized deep within me that I was missing something very important. My only purpose is to offer myself and others joy. How revolutionary, I thought. My purpose in life is equally to offer myself joy and to offer others joy. This may sound un-Buddhist. It may sound selfish, self-centered, incongruous, but it is not. Let me explain. While there is no question that we live in an egocentric culture, the key is the base word ego. Feeding the ego, satisfying its needs and desires, does nothing to offer you joy in the spiritual sense, which is to nurture your true self, your heart, your soul. Often, it is actually counterproductive. As for incongruity, the essence of Buddhism is to aid us in ending our suffering. It is about taking care of ourselves spiritually. All the emphasis on helping others and offering others joy is to be seen in this context. It weans us away from our egocentricity. If we can learn to find joy in others' joy, that benefits us spiritually. As I stated in my video, The Goal of Buddhism, the main context of all the Buddha Dharma is the end of our suffering. This is the point of the Four Noble Truths and everything else that follows. The whole purpose of the Buddha Dharma is to teach us how to live life without suffering, by changing how we relate to ourselves and the world around us. We are the ones who the Buddha sought to help. As for selflessness, the point is often misunderstood. The word self in this usage refers to the ego, not your true self. The point is not doing things primarily because of what's in it for you, meaning your ego. If one thinks of others, whether something will bring them joy or is in their best interest, again, this frees you from your ego. So to avoid confusion, egolessness would be a better word than selflessness to describe this Buddhist teaching. The other point regards the teaching to offer others joy. You can't offer someone joy if you can't offer yourself joy. You can't truly love someone unless you can love yourself. So self-nurturing is critical to implementing this teaching. The topic of this talk is therefore both much needed and appropriate in the Buddhist context. So, how do you offer yourself joy? Or more broadly, what is the art of self-nurturing? First of all, as is clear from what I've already said, you can't nurture yourself or offer yourself joy with some consistency unless you are free of your ego and all its emotions and judgments, especially fear, guilt, and shame. In an important sense, my use of the phrase that I just used, first of all, is a misnomer. It is actually the whole ballgame. For once one is free of the ego mind's control, and you have reconnected with your true Buddha self, which is your heart, you will only do things that nourish your heart, your soul. But before one reaches the point where one is truly free of the control of your ego mind, which as you well know is very difficult and can take years, if not decades, what are the things you can do to nurture your true self, your heart? Simply stated, you do things or surround yourself with things that are uplifting to your spirit. things that are beauty, harmony, intelligence, love, equanimity, truth. An equally important part of nurturing ourselves is offering ourselves joy. How do we do that? By taking pleasure in each passing moment, regardless what is going on. And how do we do that? By not focusing on our problem, and instead being in touch with the positive energy in your heart. By releasing all desire for our life be different in any way from the way it is right now at this moment. By being aware of all that we are grateful for. By loving ourselves unconditionally and having compassion for ourselves. In short, I offer myself joy by freeing myself from the control of my ego mind. My spiritual practice is thus at its core not just about ending my suffering, it's about offering myself joy, and in so doing, opening up my potential to offer others joy. My practice is devoted to reconnecting with my true Buddha self, my heart. What more joy can there be? Living in this world, we have no choice but to come into contact with people and things which are the opposite of those qualities, and even antagonistic to them. To maintain our peace and happiness, and thus offer ourselves joy, we must learn to approach them with dispassion and equanimity, not react to them with emotion and judgment. But as to the immediate world around us, which we create, which we choose to inhabit, there we do have a choice, and we must exercise that choice with care, so as to nurture ourselves, providing ourselves with the sustenance to withstand the challenge of living in our culture. May you find peace and happiness.